I've always wondered what missionaries used to be like.
I know, I wonder how people came to know God.
I know there were people like William Carey.
And Lottie Moon.
She was in China, right?
Yeah, I think she devoted her life to God.
But we can't go to China. That's kind of far away.
We can't ask Mom and Dad.
So who can we ask?
Grandpa!
Interpreting the first principle in Hebrews 6:6 mentioned they fall away.
Oh, hey girls. How are you doing
Grandpa
today?
Judson, I'm doing great. We wanted to know some more about the missionary field.
I became a Christian when I went to a seminary school. Even though I wasn't a believer, I got permission to go there. I felt the call to missions while I was at that school, and I was appointed to serve as a missionary in the Far East. And in 1812, I met your grandmother, and we set sail for India. However, we reached a dilemma in which we believed we should not baptize infants, and we were set out to plant churches that did not do this. Because of this, we had to resign from the organization that we were being sent out to, and we were suddenly left without financial sponsorship. However, we stayed in India, and the Lord provided financial sponsorship through us, through some miraculous miracles. This is a picture of me and your grandmother.
Wow, she's really pretty.
So, do you have any other questions?
What did you do as a missionary?
Okay, so we actually started learning the Burmese language and translated the Bible into Burmese. Here's a picture of the Burmese Bible.
Wow, that looks complicated.
Yeah, I spent almost 40 years in Burma translating the Bible and sharing the gospel with all the natives.
I don't think I could have done that. What were some trials that you went through?
The Burmese emperor also imprisoned many Western men because they were believed to be spies for the British government.
That's not very nice.
Yeah, it wasn't very nice. I was one of those men that they imprisoned. I spent almost 19 months in different prisons. In prison, I drew this picture of myself looking very depressed. This is how I felt.
Wow, you're a good artist, Grandpa.
Yeah, I am. It took a long time, but I had 19 months, so I really added fine details.
That looks
the
really
picture.
scary. So, how were you freed?
Well, I was freed because they wanted me to be a translator for peace negotiations between Great Britain and Burma.
Wow, with all this stuff going on, were you ever discouraged or depressed?
I was. In fact, your grandma she died in 1826. It was a really tough time for me. I plunged into a period of spiritual darkness, and it was a really bad time. I actually spent 40 days living in the jungle in this grass hut that I crafted myself.
You built that?
I did. I'm also an architect along with an artist
And a missionary.
and a missionary.
Wow,
The Lord does provide.
he really does.
He does. The Lord continued to show his grace through me throughout this dark period of time. I emerged from that dark place and continued to share the gospel with people in Burma, and I saw lots of fruitfulness during this time.
That's so amazing, Grandpa. I didn't know that you did that many cool things as a missionary. What do you think were the most significant contributions that you made to missionary history?
That's a great question, grandkid. I think the Burmese Bible was definitely a significant contribution. With it, many people who never had a chance to read God's Word finally got the chance to. And I think that part of my significant contribution, the Burmese Bible, will also continue to reap seeds throughout the Burmese history.
Those are amazing contributions. Thanks for answering all our questions.
Thanks, Grandpa.
We can take so many things away from what Grandpa just taught us.
Yeah, I totally agree, especially when he talked about standing up for what we believe in. That's really cool. Grandpa's really inspiring.
There's another takeaway too.
You're right. Grandpa was really depressed when our grandmother died. And that's a great reminder that missionaries aren't perfect people. They struggle too. But he didn't give up, and he continued to share the gospel afterwards. That's pretty cool.
And above all, trust God, like Grandpa did.
Definitely.